guys, thank you for tuning in to another episode of In Range. We're doing the highly desired and highly requested kar98 mud test. The kar98k is essentially the exact same gun that the Germans used in World War I. World War I, the two primary rifles was the Gewehr 98, which was a longer rifle with the longa sight, which is the roller coaster sight, and a straight bolt. But they also heavily applied the kar98a, or the Karabiner 98, which essentially is the same gun. There was some minor modifications between the kar98a of World War I and the kar98k of World War II, but mechanically the same. So we're testing here not only a World War II era kar98k, but really the idea of the kar98 or Gewehr 98 in the mud in general. This happens to be a pretty interesting specimen. It's a 1933 manufactured Mauser commercial banner rifle. Mauser manufactured these for commercial purposes before the war began. That's why you see a commercial banner. There are no German acceptance Waffenobs on this. However, it has this X. I don't know if you can see it on video. That X is indicative of a Russian captured rifle. When the Russians captured the weapons, they stamped those X's on it as proof of their ownership and put them in stockpiles for later use. These were later distributed for milsurp on the open market. So this is interesting. This is a pre-war rifle made by the Mauser manufacturing company as a commercial rifle, which was pushed into the Eastern Front in military service in spite of not having Waffenobs. This is not surprising. This happened to a number of these rifles. There's not a lot of them on the market, but they needed rifles desperately, so everything was pushed into service. This is an example of that. So we're going to go ahead and fire 5 rounds right now to prove that it's working properly, and then we'll move to the mud test. As you can see, not a hitch. Gun runs smooth as you'd expect from any kar98. We've already test fired the gun. We're going to load it, put the safety on, dunk it in the mud, and go for it. Safety's on. Yeah, here we go. That's pretty good. Get the bottom. I should have taken the sling off. All right. Safety's off.
On.
Pulling the case out manually. Chambering the third one. Pretty good. Not bad. Let's do it again. This clip sucks. Safety's on. I'm going to remud it. If anybody says that's not enough mud, I don't know what to say to that. Pour it straight in. Safety's off.
10, 9, 8.
Pulling it out manually.
5, 4, 3.
We are
Subscribe
done.
to my channel, Sam Gaming. So subscribe to my channel, Mr.
Eject that round.
Sam.
It's not feeding. Nope. We're not closing the bolt. Something's
to my
in
channel.
the bolt path or in the locking lugs that's preventing me from getting these rounds chambered. Let me see if I can clean it out.
Probably got stuff in there when you reload.
Oh, dude. It's full of mud in the locking receiver, in the locking lug recesses. I mean, I can feel it. It's like sand in there. Let me see if I can clean it out. It's full. It's absolutely full. The entire chamber, the locking lug recesses are completely full of gunk. This is not going to chamber unless I clean it out. However, it did fairly well, I'd say. 5 rounds with a little bit of remediation. Actually 6 if you loaded the one that I got in there for the first one, and then it was done. So, I don't know if I'd call it a pass, but not bad. Not bad. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of In Range. If you like this kind of content, please consider supporting